Hello, this is Alia Rang from Alia Y Data Studio. Today we are going to learn how to install R and RStudio on M1 and M2 Macs. So let's get started. First, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so to install R, first we will install R, and afterward we will install RStudio. To install R, we need to navigate to R. So we'll need to type in R project, and then it's the R project for statistical computing. So click that, and then we are going to click download, or we will choose the cloud grant. And since I'm using Mac, or we are learning how to install R on Mac, we are going to click download R for Mac OS. The steps are almost the same. You just have to choose your machine. And then, so here we see that there are two options for installing R on Mac. One is this here, which is ARM64 for Apple Silicon Valley M1 and M2 Macs. And then the other one is for the older version of Macs, which is Intel version. We are going to choose the first one, so click that first version. And it is downloading. You can see the icon here. Now it's done downloading. So what we will do, we will come here, click on it, and okay, let me do something. Okay. So now we download it, and we are going to follow the instructions on the screen. So it says here, continue. So we'll continue. Just say continue, continue. Now we are going to agree to the license or software license agreement. So click agree, and then click install. Now it's going to ask for password. So enter your password. And now it's being installed. There's nothing hard actually that I did. Just following the instructions as they are being shown on the screen. Now it is done. So click move to trash, and let us go and check where R has been installed. So R is being installed in the app. So you will go to apps. Could have come here. No, not there. but I have opened it here. So what we need to do is we can clear this by holding down the control key and L. Actually on Mac, let's see. Okay, it's not working for me, but it's control L is gonna clear the console. But what I want to show here is this is R, and this is the editor that comes with R. We can do things like multiplying 5 by 8, that's give us 40. We can set X to be 8, and set Y to be, let's say, 25. And then now we can say, okay, what about 8 multiplied by Y? Or what about X raised to Y? That's a huge, a large number. What about Y raised to X? And that's also a large number. So basically that is how we use R within the console, R console that comes together with R. This is not efficient for doing data science. So what we will do is go back and download RStudio, which is an IDE or integrated development environment for doing data science with R and also with other languages when you combine it with Quartz for adding on other languages such as Python, Julia, and Observable.js. So I'm going to close this. Now we will go back to download RStudio. We will just type in RStudio, download. And now the company is called Posit. It's no longer RStudio. And I think it brought me to the wrong page. Okay, so let's try again. RStudio, download, RStudio desktop, and we'll scroll down. So I'm using Mac. We are installing this one on Mac. If we were using PC, we would have selected the first option. This is the option that we are going to install. So just click on this. And now it is being downloaded here. And give it a few seconds. Now it's downloaded, so let's click on it. Let me go here. And this is what has just been downloaded. So what we need to do is drag it and put it in the applications. And we are going to replace the older version. I had already installed it previously. So, but this is the newer version. So we are going to replace that. Okay. And we can double click it to open it. It will ask you for permission to open it. Let's say yes, open it. And okay, so this is now the RStudio. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And now we are in RStudio. There are a few things that we can do here, but on the left side is the console where we were writing in earlier. So we can Control L to delete, clear that console and do exactly what we did when we were testing R there. And now when we assigned variable A to the variable Y, it is being shown here in the environment. And then on the bottom part, so this is a panel. And this panel here, pan layout, it has 4 sections. So if we click on this, so the first up on the upper left is the source where we write our scripts. On the bottom left is the console where we can write directly and get like the output. This here, the upper part is good for writing reproducible documents. The bottom part, we can only write there things that we like. For example, if I was trying to see what is square root or square of 5 and things like that. And then on the upper right is the environment history and connections. This is connections is where you connect to the bases. And environment is where you will see all the variables or your data that you have just imported will be shown there. History is going to show you all the activities that you have performed within that R session. On the bottom part, we have files, plots, packages, help, viewer, etc. And we don't need it. So basically, this is how you install R and RStudio on M1 and M2 Macs. The other thing that I would like to mention is when you are installing R, especially the major version of R, you also need to install. There's a software called, let me open it up here. So when you are installing a major version of R, you will need to also install or update XQuartz. So if we right click it, it will open here and you can click on it and it will be downloaded. And now open it. And just follow the instructions on the screen. Agree to terms. And then enter your password. Give it a few seconds. All right, it's done. Move it to trash, and that's it. It's done. So next time we will talk about importing data into, no, actually setting up, how to set up a project, our project within RStudio. But what we can do here, we can go to tools, go to global options, and this is where you customize your RStudio. The RStudio doesn't come with a gray background like this. These are my settings. You set it only once, and then those settings will be retained each time you update your version of RStudio. The most important option to note here is the workspace, where it says restore.r data into workspace at startup. Set that to never. And there are other options that I will talk about in the future, but mostly this is what you do on that side. On the code options, you need to set use native pipe operator, and instead of using the migrator R or the deploy R pipe. So just select that option. Appearance is where you set your RStudio theme. So you start here with the theme. There are two options here, either modern or sky. And then the zoom level, I always keep it at 100. And then text rendering, I left it alone. And then the editor font size, sometimes I put it at, I set it to 11, but now it's 12. And then panel or help panel font size, I never set that. I think that's the default setting. And the themes here, I'm using Tomorrow Night 80s. I learned this, or I stole this one from Matt Dancio when I took some of his courses. I like the color and the options, the way it displays quotes and things like that. So, but you can change it to whatever you like. Some people like different things. I had previously used Twilight. I had also tried Vibrant Ink, but you can set it to whatever you want. I like dark background. Now, editor font is now set to Matlow Bold, but you can set it to whatever you want. So when you have selected your desired options, then you can say apply and OK, and that will be done. So basically, this is what I wanted to share with you all, how to install R and RStudio on M1 and M2 Macs. Thank you. Talk to you next time.